Hi, welcome to Divorce the Next Chapter, the podcast. This is the aftermath of the Narcissist Changing Your Inner Beliefs episode. I know, it's a mouthful, just like your toxic relationship that you've been trying to dig yourself out of. And forget. So today we're diving into those pesky little limiting beliefs that live inside your head and you've picked up during your time with your narcissist. Because let's face it, surviving that kind of chaos leaves marks, some visible, external, some invisible, internal, but most of them live right inside your head. So let's get into it. Limiting beliefs. What are limiting beliefs? It's a big buzzword right now. Everybody's talking about limiting beliefs, but what is a limiting belief? Limiting beliefs are those nasty, uninvited guests that convinced you that you weren't good enough, not lovable enough, or just plain not worth it. And surprise, they didn't come out of nowhere, okay? You have learned them. They were crafted in the furnace of manipulation, gaslighting, and emotional exhaustion that the narcissist created this reality. And because over time you were exposed to it over and over and constant, your mind now believes it. Limiting beliefs are the negative scripts running on autopilot, telling you that you're not capable, that you're not deserving, or you're not strong enough. And when they become your inner dialogue, they keep you stuck in a crappy cycle. The worst part, they often feel real because you've lived through hell, so your mind decided to hang on to those stories like a safety blanket. Okay? During your toxic relationship, especially with the narcissist, your self-esteem gets demolished. It gets a severe breakdown. Okay? They twist facts. They distort the reality. They create their narrative. And over time, they convince you that everything is your fault. Your mind internalizes these messages, creating beliefs like, I am not enough. I am not worthy. I am unlovable. I'm only worthwhile if I could fix everything. Sound familiar? So there are many limiting beliefs that women that have come out of a narcissistic relationship or a toxic relationship internalize and start to believe. And you don't even realize that it's happening. So I'm just going to talk about 3 most common limiting beliefs that we have internalized and start to believe. And it affects the rest of our life. It affects everything that we do. Okay? Number 1, I can't trust myself. So it might come out like that, or it might be a little slightly version of that. But it has to do with your trust and your confidence. Okay? After years of gaslighting, your inner compass gets scrambled. You second guess every decision because the narcissist eroded your confidence. You second guess yourself on everything. And most times what happens is not only are we second guessing ourselves on everything, we are second guessing ourselves and turning back to the narcissist to ask for approval. And they move the goalpost. And then you're not worthy and you're not good enough and you're not, okay? Number 2, we're too damaged to be loved. I'm too damaged to be loved. Because narcissists feed off your insecurities and you start believing love is for everybody else, just not for you. A very common way for a narcissist to enter a relationship is the love bombing. And once they got you, then it really starts. Then it starts. You start off feeling loved, and then through their narcissistic manipulation, their gaslighting, they're telling you, then we start to believe that we're not worthy of love. That it's for everybody else. Number 3, I'm not worthy of happiness. Their constant devaluation makes you think happiness is a luxury you don't deserve, and you settle instead of thriving. So constant devaluation of your happiness. So in other words, your happiness doesn't mean anything. It's not real. And they might be saying things that make you believe that your happiness doesn't matter in the relationship. And it's all about control. And that's all about manipulation. So how do we actually change all these shit beliefs that we've created, not on purpose, but it's there because it's years of learning, right? How do we change these shit beliefs about ourselves? I'm going to give you 3 solutions, okay? Number 1, identify and challenge your beliefs. So you got to start catching yourself. When you think, I can't trust myself, I can't do that, I'm not worthy of that, whatever it is, there's so many of them. When you hear yourself saying some negative self-talk about yourself, you have to recognize it immediately and tell yourself to stop. This is where reframing comes in. You take that negative belief and you have to turn it around into a positive belief immediately and say it out loud. So if you start saying to yourself, I can't do that, I'm not worthy of that, you automatically in your head say, wait a minute, I am worthy of that. I am worthy of driving a new car. I am worthy of having this successful career. I am worthy of being able to run my own household. You have to just question it and say to yourself, is this belief true? Or is it something that I learned over time? Write it down, question it, because most limiting beliefs are lies that you've been told repeatedly. And you've been told them so many times and so constantly over time that your brain, your mind starts to believe it. So we have to unwire that belief. I have a really short self-learning guide. It's called Pen It and Purge It. Pen it, write it down, purge it, get rid of it, right? On my website, it's a PDF download. Download it, run through it, and it will help you recognize your limiting beliefs and get rid of them. Start to reframe, start to turn it around, burn the paper, get rid of it. And the thing is, because it's a PDF download, you could do it as many times. You could print it out as many times as you want. Because once you have it, it's yours. Number 2, replace the negative story with a positive affirmation. Yes, if it even feels awkward and weird and bizarre, okay? This kind of ties into what I'm talking about in number 1. I am not enough. You have to say, I am enough just as I am. Repeat it daily, even if your inner voice says, that's bullshit, okay? Repeat it daily. I like to repeat mine in the mirror. I have talked about this before, self-affirmations. I know it sounds like a bunch of crazy freaking woo-woo, but it's not. What it actually is doing is rewiring your brain. There's science, evidence-based science behind this, okay? Because when you are focused on the negatives, your brain automatically looks for validation of those negatives. So let's flip it around. If you focus on the positives, your brain will automatically focus and look for validation of the positives. Okay? It's that simple. So, I've told this story before. I'm going to tell you again. My very first wake up, okay, was because of my accountant. I know, that sounds really freaking weird. But I've known my accountant for 20 plus years. He's been doing my taxes for 20 plus years. And this one particular year, I had brought all of my W-2s and his W-2s and everything for the house and blah, 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 all your papers. And I had sent it to him, and now I'm at his office signing to file, okay? And he looks me dead in the eye, and he goes, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I said, "What?" He goes, "What the fuck are you doing? You handed me all your W-2s. You have 2 W-2s. You're doing a side job. You're trying to make the money. And you handed me," he has like 7 W-2s. He makes shit. You're floating this whole thing, blah, blah, blah. And he's going on and on. And that was really my first like outside person wake up call. The very next day, I'm washing my face in the mirror, and I looked at myself and I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And that's the day that I started daily affirmations, because 20 plus years ago, I read a book by Louise Hay called You Can Heal Your Life. I have it right here. And 20 plus years prior, I was practicing daily affirmations, visualization. It's how I got into nursing school, okay? It's how I got the boyfriend. It's how I got everything that I wanted at that period of time. It's how I did it. And I kind of like forgot all about it until this day. And it was like muscle memory. And I just looked myself in the mirror and I started. My first affirmation was, I am worthy, because I felt worthless. Because no matter what I did, what I said, it wasn't good enough. It wasn't enough. Didn't mean anything. Meanwhile, I was doing everything as evidenced by my taxes. How crazy. That was like my reality check. I had actual evidence, paper to pen evidence that I was doing everything. It broke that limiting belief immediately. And I started daily affirmations that very next day. And I looked around in my bathroom, and literally my bathroom, the tiles were falling off the wall. It was a disaster. My whole house was a disaster. It kind of immediately took that fog away. And I started those daily affirmations. And that little tiny step, as weird and as awkward as it was, saying it to myself in the mirror, I looked like a disaster. I was disheveled. I looked tired and exhausted. And I looked at myself and I said, you are worthy. I am worthy. Because I knew that I had been living a lie for all of those years. And it wasn't a lie that I created. It was a reality that he created. And that was my first break. And ever since then, I've been doing daily affirmations. And that was 2018. I've been doing daily affirmations ever since then. I created self-love affirmation cards and money affirmation cards. They're on my website, downloadable PDF. I have them printed. I have them framed. I went to the Dollar Tree and framed them. And I have them hanging in my bathroom wall. So every morning when I look in the mirror and I'm about to get in the shower, there they are. I read them. And every morning I say my daily affirmations. So yes, is it crazy to think that something so small can change your life and have such an impact? Yeah, it's a little crazy. But does it work? Fuck yeah, it works. Fuck yeah, it works. So start off small. I am worthy. I am enough. I am brave. I am grateful for my abundant life. Start off small. Daily affirmations. Replace that negative story with positives. That way, your brain will start to shift and focus on positives instead of negatives. Okay? Number 3, creating new evidence by proving the old belief wrong. Okay? So just like I had the evidence of the taxes, right? Just like I had that evidence, we have to start creating evidence so our brain can say to ourselves, you have evidence that this is true. Then it must be true. So small steps that contradict your limiting beliefs. If you believe you're unworthy of love, start practicing self-care. Reaching out to meaningful connections. Watch old beliefs crumble as you prove them wrong. Another big thing with self-care is during that time period, I started going back to yoga. Yoga is huge for me. It's meditation and a workout. If anybody does vinyasa yoga, you know what I'm talking about. I don't do gentle yoga. I do vinyasa. And you could do whatever you want. I'm just saying that's what I do. And it really is my self-care. I started taking care of myself. So another thing that I did was I started walking every morning. And I just started this in December. My health was not the greatest. I gained some weight. I had lost a lot of weight, and then I slowly creeped back, and my blood pressure was going up, and I was like, whoa. I don't want to be on medication. I need to take care of myself. So every morning, I wake up at 4:30 in the morning. I hit my snooze button once. At 4:45, I drag my ass out of bed. I make my bed so I won't get back into it. And I have a walking pad. It's right here. And I walk for at least 30 minutes every morning before I get into the shower. And now my blood pressure is back down to normal. I've lost 20 pounds. And I'm taking care of myself. And that, for me, is huge. And I'm rewriting the story of I can't do that. I can't be healthy. I can't lose weight. I can't look good. I'm rewriting it because now I have evidence. I have evidence that I could do that every morning. So 5 days a week, I do it. If I'm working, I do it. I created evidence to tell myself, no, you can do this. It's totally possible. And now my brain looks for it every morning. When I wake up and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so tired. I can't help myself. I get out of bed and I make my bed and I get on that stupid pad. I can't help myself. It's insane what happens. Create that for yourself. Okay? Create something that is going to challenge that story, that narrative that was created for you. Take back that power. And once you start to see the evidence, the only thing that you could do is believe that old whatever is wrong. Because I am worthy. I am brave. I am strong. And I am grateful for my abundant life. Okay. So look, healing isn't linear. Yes, those beliefs will sneak back in, okay? I'm not going to lie to you. This is not easy to do, but it is doable. And once you start doing it, it does become easier. So the first couple of days, you're going to feel like, oh my God, this is the weirdest thing ever. Especially if you've never really delved into any of this kind of mindfulness before. You could get the book, You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. You could buy it on Amazon. It's like $8 on sale right now. And that, I find Louise Hay to be the founder of all of this. And you could just start. Just start. Just start by telling yourself that you're worthy. We're going to crush those limiting beliefs. We're going to get rid of those limiting beliefs. We're going to replace them with real things, with positive beliefs. because you are worthy, you are brave, you are strong, and you are grateful for your abundant life. Because if you weren't, you wouldn't be sitting here watching this right now. So, those limiting beliefs are going to try to sneak back in. It's what narcissists do. They leave behind a trail of self-doubt. They've degraded you. My relationship was 19 years. 19 years. It did not start off like this. I've done a lot of thinking and figuring out. And a lot of people say to me, like, was it always like this? And the answer is no, it wasn't. It wasn't always like that. It really started when his mom moved back to her home country and his scapegoat was gone. That was about 5 to 7, maybe 7 years into our relationship. And once his scapegoat was gone, he needed a new scapegoat. And guess who that new scapegoat was? Yeah, me. So once that happened, it started. So, but the truth is, you recognize those beliefs and actively work on dismantling them is your real power move. That's your real power. Taking back your narrative, taking back your story, taking back what was taken away from you, which was really, physical things were taken away from all of us during divorce. But the biggest thing is the stuff that we can't see, the shit that you can't see that was taken away from you. Your self-confidence, your self-love, your self-worthiness. All of that stuff that was manipulated and taken away from you, we're going to take that back. And that is your real power. So, grab your favorite cup of tea. Really start to reflect and think about it. Okay? I have the Divorce Survival Guide on my website, another downloadable PDF. I have the Pen and Purge It. I have self-affirmation. I have things to help you. You could always reach out to me too. Comment on this video and reach out to me, and I'm willing to help anybody because I've been through this and I still practice these things every day. I do this stuff. In my car, on my way commuting to work, this is when I do my stuff. Because it's the only time I'm by myself, to be honest. But you have to actively work on dismantling what they did. Okay? And you remember, your worth isn't dictated by someone who tried to break you. Your worth is not dictated by someone who tried to break you. Your worth is dictated by you and only you. So that's it for now. Thank you so much for tuning in to Divorce the Next Chapter podcast. This was the aftermath of the narcissist, changing your inner beliefs. You've got this. You've always had it. Even if your mind wasn't fully convinced of it yet. Okay? You could do this. We could do it together. Have a great, great week. Talk to you soon. Love you. Bye.